Selling churros and water bottles, Elvia Caiza says everything she does is for her two sons.
Yo puedo ganar el día unos $100.
I can make $100 or sometimes $120 a day. She came here from Ecuador 3 months ago, making the journey like so many other recently arrived migrants, mostly on foot. Selling churros, she says, is her way of getting by in the city.
$5.
But some days, she only makes enough to break even.
El churro me cuesta $1, pero yo le doy a $2 porque el azúcar.
The churros cost me about $1, and I charge $2 because of the sugar, which I add myself, so sometimes I don't bring home much money. On a hot Friday, she sells as much as she can before the daily afternoon police sweeps.
Llego a las 12, a la 1 del día y paso hasta las 9, hasta las 10.
I get here at 2, and then sometimes I stay past 11 until I finish selling everything. Other vendors coming by to give her the heads up that a few officers were on their way. The fines, I'm told, are $100, often more than many make in a day. This afternoon, we saw police confiscate one vendor's entire cart. Times Square has often been a hub for unlicensed vendors. While it's a ubiquitous image of city life, it is still prohibited by the New York City Transit Rules of Conduct.
Well, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I know we did. You know, we had a good time. Some good food, some good wine, good talk. You know, being together, that's what's very important. But unfortunately, I'm going to ruin your appetite today, and I'm sorry for this. I do apologize, but it is very important that we talk about this. Because the mainstream media doesn't really want to talk about this. They want to throw at you that, you know, there are people that have come across, you know, that they are poor and destitute and they're running away from the affliction of their government, from their country, and this, and that. Well, it's all fine and dandy, but you got to do it legal, number one. Number two, here's the other thing that most people don't realize is that these people are being abused here in this country. They're being used in black markets. They're being used in prostitution. You know, we have children out there, over 300,000 children missing, that the U.S. government doesn't know where they're at. They're being human trafficked, used for who knows what insane thing that someone has come up with. And then we have women being trafficked as well. And, you know, you're seeing some on the streets of New York selling fruits, vegetables, stolen merchandise. Yes, yeah, I'm going to say it. Stolen merchandise, stuff that's been shoplifted. But also, when we've shown the videos out of Roosevelt Avenue, Queens, we see a lot of food vendors. Some of them are legitimate, but a lot of them are not. They don't have licenses to be out there. And you see the amount of food that they have on there. I mean, it's a lot of food. Where do they get this food from? Some people say, well, they're cooking it in their kitchen somewhere. In their home kitchen, wherever they're living at right now. And that basically is the thought that they have. They said, oh, it must be this little old grandma in their kitchen cooking away over a stove, to feed their family and all that. Well, guess what? We found out that there is a restaurant behind a lot of this food. And you may say, so, well, that's great. They may be using their kitchens and stuff like that. From what we understand, and what the health department has reported, this place is almost like a factory. And you can see it from the pictures. You can see it directly from the pictures. New York Post has posted them. You can go on Google Maps itself and pull up a picture of the restaurant. It's just literally a factory facility. And it's literally a black market for food. They're putting food into coolers and shipping it out on trucks, on vans, out to various locations. And the thing about it is that this place is a dingy place. I've read some of the reviews, which some of the reviews are questionable as far as the 5-star ones. But a lot of them coincides that basically the food is awful, that's dried, undercooked, a lot of issues with this. And the thing is that the funny part is, and I'll tell you this, you know, you've heard the terminology fusion, stuff like that for some restaurants on this. This is touted as a Dominican restaurant, but they're selling Mexican food. They have Mexican food on their menu. People say, well, that's not unheard of. Nah. One thing, proud Dominican restaurants out there, they serve Spanish food. They serve, you know, stuff from their country. I've been to restaurants where it's, you know, and cuchifrito stands, if you know what a cuchifrito stand is. It's one of these places, they serve a lot of greasy food situations.
Bitch, we at that Gucci frito, Gucci frito, Gucci frito, Gucci frito. Tell that old ass lady, give me lengua, we at the Gucci frito.
There are guys on TikTok and YouTube that go to these places and eat there. Some of it's good, some of it's too greasy. And then there are regular Mexican restaurants, Puerto Rican restaurants, Dominican restaurants, Ecuadorian, you know, that serve food prepared as if it was from their country, from their families. This place, very questionable. And we're going to read into this from the New York Post. Filthy New York City eatery at the center of migrant-run black market food racket makes defiant confession. We know it's illegal. A filthy Brooklyn restaurant at the heart of an illegal migrant food peddling ring was up and running Monday despite another batch of health department violations and exposed by the Post. This was the previous Monday before the holidays. Dozens of migrants packed more than 50 coolers into waiting vans outside Guiso restaurant in Bushwick, each packed with $10 meals prepared in unsanitary sweatshop despite city citations and exclusive news report. The basic understanding is we know it's illegal. Odeas Vasquez, who identified herself as the manager of the operation, stayed outside the eatery. But the thing is, this is what we all provide. A living from they got all kids, they got all families to feed. Sometimes there's no other work at other places. We're looking to get a license already because it is just reporters coming in. The health inspectors, Vasquez says, it's a lot. That may prove to be tough sell for city officials. The Post reported on Sunday that Guisaro was hit with a new batch of violations in the most recent inspection by the city health department, including for fly infestations and unsafe food storage. The November 20th inspection yielded 49 penalty points in violation following a July visit by the city that ended up with the restaurants getting hit with 96 penalty points and a $10,000 bill for unpaid taxes. The Post first revealed the sickening operations last week when it followed the migrants on their rounds, starting with the coolers loading into vans and wheeled throughout the 5 boroughs. The meals, chicken, beef, or fish over rice or fries, are then sold at $10 a pop to unsuspecting passersby or construction workers, with the cycle starting again at Gusado's restaurant. It was in a full sprint on Monday, with migrants seeming unaware that their underground and potentially dangerous food scam has been exposed. Several migrants quizzed a news reporter about it persist outside of the restaurant, with one van driver repeatedly moved the vehicle to block a photographer's view of operations. In a statement over the weekend, a rep for Mayor Eric Adams said that the city was aware of the ongoing food ring and was looking into what more can be done. The spokesman said Adams continues to appeal to the White House for help in providing legal work and services for thousands of migrants living in the Big Apple at taxpayer expense. But here is the big issue. Most of these people don't want to work for and pay taxes. They want to get paid under the table. Think about that for a minute. People say, well, how do you know? Trust me, this is what happens. If you want a legitimate job to pay for things for family and stuff like that, you're going to have to pay into Social Security, which they are not. You'll have to pay federal and state taxes, pay into Medicaid and Medicare services, health insurance, all that we, the legitimate workers, us, the American citizens, pay on a constant basis. Remember, our Social Security, by the time I withdraw, it's probably not even going to be there. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. If people are not paying into the system, you're not going to get out when it's your time. Those of you younger than me, you're not going to get your time when you retire. On top of that, considering after what happened with Boar's Head, all the illnesses and stuff like that, you don't think people are going to get sick over this food or have gotten sick over this food? You go out there, you don't know, you're playing Russian roulette with a lot of these street vendors. There are those legitimate. I mean, I'll tell you that. There's some great street food out there. Well presented, very good. And I'm not talking about hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that. There's some great Middle Eastern food, Indian food, Asian food, Spanish food. I mean, there's some great vendors out there that sell some great food for great prices. But these people are taking advantage of a situation. They're saying, well, we're helping families. Are you truly helping them? Because who's getting paid out for this mostly? How much do you give back to these people that are selling your food? That's the big question. It's next to nothing. This particular place is making the money, hand over fist. This is the same way that if you go to Roosevelt Avenue, that you have women standing there and coolers and luggage is thrown at them with merchandise to sell, to food to sell. This is taking advantage of these people. It is truly taking advantage of them. They have no safeguards. They have no health insurance, accident insurance. None of that is going to be paid. If they get into an accident to the situation, they get stabbed, they get, run over by a car. Who's going to pay that? Not this place. Not this place at all. They'll get somebody else to replace them. Replaceable workers. This is the stuff Josh Harley had said in these subcommittee hearings. And many others, even Donald Trump. These people are being used to benefit others. We know the story about Tyson Foods, that they eliminated 1,200 American workers only just to replace them with illegal immigrants. Yeah, that has happened. You can look it up. That has happened. They're being slammed for this. They're saying, well, we're just giving a chance for everyone else. At the point where you fire American workers. Yeah. How much and I say this, how much you paying them? Are you giving them insurance? No, you're not. You're not really giving them insurance. You're paying them mostly under the table. Is that you just got caught on this. And this is happening on even children. We've reported this on this channel. Children that are being used in factories to clean factories. They're not supposed to have these jobs. Because accidents can happen. You heard legitimate girl, this was of age girl working for Walmart in Canada. Died cooked to death in a walk-in oven. A big tragedy. Imagine if a child walked into one of these ovens, accidentally into a grinder. Whose fault is that going to be? Really? These companies, these places, they need to be taken to court. They're violating employment laws. They're saying, oh yeah, we're giving them a job. Really? Have you vetted them? Have you given them applications? Have you taken their ID, identified them, paying Social Security and all that on that? No, you're not. You're just handing out money to them. Oh, here, take that home, that'll feed your family. No. They're violating the law. There are employment laws on the books. And these people says, well, we're trying to help them, but you're violating the law. They're not getting their due. You're probably paying them well under the Minimum Wage Act. Guaranteed on that. Are you paying them over $20 an hour? No. Fuck no. No, you're not. You're just taking a percentage and just giving it to them. See, this is why, when they talk about that they have to return these people back across to their countries, this is one of the reasons why. You're causing dangers to the general public and to them as well, and to the illegal migrants as well. This is human trafficking of all standards to this point. They're using trafficked people that have come across. They're not American citizens. Why haven't you hired American workers? Because you have to go by American laws, state laws, federal laws. But they're not going to do it. They're going to try to give you a sob story that, oh, we're helping them and we're helping their children. They don't give a flying fuck. They're just putting money in their own pockets. They're not giving out money to these people. They're just giving them a couple bucks and, saying, yeah, come back tomorrow. We might have something for you. Anything for $1. And I'll tell you this, and this is like I said, this is why they need to go back. Some of them are here against their will. People don't realize that. They are here against their will, especially the children, especially the women. The other half is the criminal element that has come here. The gangs, Tren de Agua. How do we know that this place ain't being run by one of the gangs? Or some cartel to that situation? Would not be surprised if we go a deep dive into their books. Find out who owns this place. So comment. Let me know your thoughts about this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Let me know. Because this is very important, and this is one of the sticking points in this past election. This is why 45% of New York voted for Republicans this year, including the president. Put that in your mind, because people are tired of this. They're tired. And they said, And the other worst part of this situation, just to end off on this before we end this, is that they said, well, these are jobs people don't want. Who said that? Who said that someone doesn't want these jobs? There's plenty of people out there. I see people on Uber and Grubhub and all that constantly deliver, and they're not illegal immigrants. I haven't seen them, even though there are some that are delivering for Grubhub. But you see a constant, like I know by me, these guys well versed in English, they don't have a problem speaking English, and that they're driving a decent car and they're working hard. This is like a second job for them, and now that's being taken away from them as well. So comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Check out all of our videos, including Otaco Thursday, back on its Thursday edition, 6 p.m. Eastern, here on YouTube and Rumble. Thank you once again, and bye-bye.